They made ready for war. The world had fallen into shadow. The earth grew cold, and the wind whispered of death. And I beheld a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of scales in his hand. Attila was born. All knelt before him, for they knew he would devour the earth and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. Attila was born from darkness and despair.
In year 395 AD, the massive Roman Empire was divided into East and West. And in year 423, the Western Emperor Honorius, uncle of Theodosius, Emperor of the East, died. He was succeeded by Joannes, but he was not from the Theodosian dynasty, which prompted Theodosius II to send an army under Ardaburius in order to crown his young cousin Valentinian as emperor. Joannes sent his young rising star Aetius to the Huns, ruled by Rugila, with whom he had lived as a hostage earlier, asking for troops. While Aetius was away, the Eastern army captured Ravenna, possibly aided by Ardaburius, and paraded the fallen Emperor Joannes before decapitating him in mid-425. After 3 days, Aetius returned with a strong Hunnic army. After few skirmishes, Aetius managed to compromise with Galla Placidia. He sent back his army of Huns and in return obtained the rank of Comes et Magister Militum per Gallius, the commander-in-chief of the Roman army in Gaul. Attila's birth date is unknown, but likely it was in year 406 AD. His father Mundzuk was brother of Oktar and Rugila. Raised in the royal Hunnic court, Attila lived a life of privilege, far removed from the hardships of the steppe. Trained in war, diplomacy, and languages, he mastered the arts of riding, archery, and command. Although no contemporary description of Attila survives, later writers preserved accounts of how he was remembered. Jordanes, drawing on the eyewitness Priscus, left the most detailed portrait. He was a man born into the world to shake the nations, the scourge of all lands, who in some way terrified all mankind by the dreadful rumours noised abroad concerning him. He was haughty in his walk, rolling his eyes hither and thither so that the power of his proud spirit appeared in the movement of his body. He was indeed a lover of war, yet restrained in action, mighty in counsel, gracious to suppliants and lenient to those who were once received into his protection. Short of stature, with a broad chest and a large head, his eyes were small, his beard thin and sprinkled with grey, and he had a flat nose and swarthy skin, showing evidence of his origin. After the death of Rugila in 434 AD, he was succeeded by his nephews Bleda and Attila. Together they assumed command of the vast Hunnic confederation. In 435, when the brothers met Roman envoys at Margus, seated on horseback in the Hunnic fashion, they dictated terms. Rome would return Hunnic fugitives, open its markets, and pay a doubled tribute in gold, along with ransoms for prisoners. The Romans agreed, and for a time the Danube frontier held its peace. After their unsuccessful campaign against Persia, the Huns turned their fury westward. In 440, citing Roman violations of the treaty, they crossed the Danube and ravaged the frontier, plundering cities from Viminacium to Singidunum. At the same moment, the Vandals seized the western Roman province of Africa. Desperate to recover this vital land, the Romans withdrew their Balkan garrisons and sent them to Sicily, leaving them vulnerable. The crisis deepened in 441, when the Sassanid Shah Yazdegerd II invaded Armenia. Pressed on every front, Theodosius II recalled his forces from Sicily the following year and ordered a new issue of coinage to meet the empire's mounting expenses. But the Huns swept deep into the Balkans, unleashing new siege engines to smash Roman strongholds such as Naissus and Serdica, advancing all the way to the walls of Constantinople itself. Faced with ruin, Theodosius II had no choice but to sue for peace. The terms were crushing. Rome was forced to pay 6,000 Roman pounds of gold as indemnity, triple the annual tribute, and accept higher ransom rates for captives. Not long after, around 445, Bleda died. Ancient sources suggest Attila orchestrated his death, though some claim Bleda struck first. Whatever the truth, Attila emerged as sole ruler of the Hunnic Empire.